Good evening and welcome to this video. It's been a while since I've updated my channel. So tonight I'm going to do a cooking video. I was going to the fridge and the cupboards earlier and I had a bunch of leftover stuff from different recipes and I was like, oh, what can I do? So I'm going to do a version of French onion soup. It's not quite traditional because I'm mixing up the ingredients a little bit, but I thought it'd be cool to give it a go. So I've already cut up half of a white onion. I have a yellow onion, which is more traditional to work with, a few shallots. I'm gonna work with some butter, some beef stock. There was some old wine I had in the cupboard. Thyme, bay leaves, mozzarella. That's not traditional, but that's the only cheese I have on hand, so I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna sprinkle some breadcrumbs towards the end and some Worcestershire sauce. So I'm gonna start it on the stovetop in this Dutch oven, and then once it's ready, we're gonna put it in these dishes here and put it right into the oven and top it with some of the cheese. So yeah, stay tuned and let's get started. Okay, cool. So I started cutting the onions. I'm crying quite a bit over here. Let's see, I got the white and yellow onion in there, cut it about a medium size. I'm starting to work on cutting up the shallots. I actually forgot some of the main ingredients. So I'm gonna work with a little bit of flour to thicken it up as we get it going. I'm gonna use a baby bit of sugar when I caramelize, and always gonna add some salt for taste. So what we can do now is put the Dutch oven on the stove top and add a little bit of butter, just get it up to a medium heat. Once these shallots are cut up, I'm just gonna add all the onions in and get working on the stove top. Okay, so I have it at a medium heat. I did about half a stick of butter. I'm just gonna add the onions right in. And I'm gonna give it a few minutes, so make sure they get mixed up good with the butter. I'm gonna put the lid on, give it about 5 minutes or so, and then I'll add some of the sugar, add a little bit more butter to caramelize it. But yeah, that's the first step. All right, it's really coming along good now. It's been about 5 minutes. I just took the lid off. So we're gonna do some more butter. And I'm gonna add some sugar, not a lot, just sprinkle a little bit of sugar in there. And gonna splash some of this Worcestershire sauce. And I've had some Chardonnay sitting around for a while. Someone brought it over a few months ago and I don't drink, so I usually only, I have like wine I keep around for when I cook, so I just add some of that for flavor. Put the heat up a little bit. I'm going to try to cook that off, and let me see. So I'm going to leave the lid off, give it about another 5-10 minutes. Really let it caramelize. We'll come back. We'll start adding the beef stock and the flour to thicken it up. So yeah, it's coming along good. I'll check back in a few. All right, this smells really good. Gonna add a few bay leaves, some thyme. It's gonna smell even better. I'm using dry thyme, but if you have fresh thyme, it's even better if you have that on hand. You can do a little bit of salt. And now we're gonna mix in that beef stock. All right, so we're gonna give it a few minutes, just let all the flavors come together. Yeah, some of the flavor come off the bay leaves and the thyme. Then what we're gonna do is gonna add some flour to thicken it up. Sorry, I gotta get better at my camera skills. Yeah, so I'll check back in a few and we'll thicken it up with some flour. Okay, I just added some flour in, using a whisk to mix it up to thicken it up. We're getting pretty close. In a few minutes, we're gonna put it in the oven with the cheese and the breadcrumbs and we'll be good to go. Okay, so I made like a little assembly line here. I'm gonna put it in these oven safe dishes. So I start with the soup base, right in this dish coming out of the Dutch oven. I hit it with a layer of cheese, I put some breadcrumbs, then hit it with the second layer of cheese. So that's the order you're gonna go in. Preheating the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm just gonna pop it in for about 5 or 10 minutes, and we'll have our final dish. All right, here's our final product. It's French onion soup. Or I don't know, maybe a poor version of French onion soup. Like I said, I just had some leftovers, threw it together, came out pretty good. All right, tell me what you think. Please like and subscribe.